I can't believe I have a Batwoman background. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My spoiler review of Batwoman, the pilot episode. Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about what I liked and what I didn't like about the episode. Also, it's a spoiler review, so I'm going to assume that you've watched this. Okay, let me just start by saying, for those of you that wanted a woke fest of an episode that we could make fun of for weeks, you're probably going to be disappointed. This episode was not as woke as the trailers made you think. So let me start with what I actually liked about the episode. I like the way the training scene in the beginning looked. Not necessarily the concept, but I like the way it was shot. I like the fact that she's not a complete Mary Sue. It's established that after the military, she continued to undergo rigorous training. And it is a little cheesy, but I kind of like the fact that her stepsister is a doctor who's working at a free clinic. I like the fact that by the end of the episode, we find out that her dad isn't a bigot. He doesn't hate her. He's not really trying to push her away. He's just extremely protective because, as we learn in the episode, he's lost his wife and his other daughter. There's another scene at the end of the episode where she's writing a letter to Bruce Wayne, and she comes off as a little more appreciative of what she's borrowing. And in finding out that he is actually Batman, she's gained, I think, a little bit more of a respect for him, a little bit more of an understanding as far as why he was keeping all the secrets he was keeping. I think the acting in the episode overall was a little bit better than I was expecting. Um, but now let's talk about the stuff I didn't like. Now, while I liked the way that the training scene in the beginning looked, I thought the premise was completely ridiculous. She's swimming under the ice. She has handcuffs on her ankles. She has to find a key at the bottom of the ocean. Oh my god. She's swimming underwater. It's a frozen lake. She has handcuffs on her ankles. She has to find the key to unlock the handcuffs. As she's swimming back, the hole gets covered by a heavy object. She has to take the handcuffs, bust through the ice that's thin enough for her to break through with her little skinny arms, but yet is solid enough to support her body weight. I don't like the fact that Batwoman has teleportation powers. Now, what I mean by that is she gets a call on a satellite phone in a remote training location in Alaska, and she's at Gotham City the next morning. And once she discovers the location of Alice and her gang, she leaves the Crow headquarters at the same time that everyone else does. But somehow she manages to get there, hide her motorcycle, sneak into the mansion, have a fight with 7 to 8 guys, get captured by Alice, get interrogated by Alice, get knocked out by Alice. Alice and all the gang are able to pack up and leave before anyone else shows up. But the worst scene by far is the fight between Alice and Batwoman in the building is under construction. It looks like she's beating up a trick-or-treater that came to her house and tried to steal candy. Now, I know this is a TV show with a TV show budget, but I thought the Batcave was extremely underwhelming. I mean, the bat suit that was on the mannequin just looked cheap. There was no Batmobile sitting there. I don't even know if there was a real Bat computer. And in the middle of the Batcave, there's like this LED chandelier from IKEA. So when Kate Kane was younger, she was in a car accident with her mother and her sister, who both died in the accident. And so they keep flashing back to the scene of the car dangling off the edge of a bridge. It's the middle of the day and Batman is there. He shoots 2 grappling hooks into the car and then leaves. And now remember, Kate Kane is his cousin, so that is his aunt and his 2 cousins in the car, and he just leaves. And yes, later in the episode, Luke does say that that same day he saved a busload of kids. But when did that happen? When did the busload of kids happen? Was that before or after this? In the car crash scene that we keep flashing back to, we don't see the bus, so was this a completely separate incident? It just doesn't make any sense. Why would he throw a couple grappling hooks on the car and say, I'm sure you'll figure it out? I mean, why not hang out long enough to, I don't know, make sure they're alive? And it's not really clear how Kate got out of the car, but yet no one else did. And the way this flashback is shot, it almost gave me a seizure, and that's not an exaggeration. They shot it with this odd yellow filter and excessive lens flares and slow motion, but not like smooth slow motion, like janky slow motion, like you're buffering. And by the end of the episode, we don't see the red bat symbol on her suit. We also don't see the red hair. I don't know if that's something I like or dislike. And of course, by the end of the episode, we find out the lame plot twist that Alice is, you guessed it, Kate's sister. I don't know why they revealed this now. Why couldn't that just be maybe subtly hinted at, and then you reveal that in a couple episodes? Now, it's also never explained why Batman is missing, but that may be explained in the Crisis on Infinite Earths event, so we'll see. So to sum it all up, while I didn't think it was a good episode, it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, with the series being any good, that remains to be seen. So anyway, y'all, those are my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments section what you thought about the episode. Like if you liked the video, subscribe if you like the content. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you next time.